Faila, who told you that your Guinness World Record attempt was not successful?
My lovely husband.
How did you feel when you heard those words? What did he say?
He mentioned that one of my male friends called Abdul. Abdul assisted me to register the Guinness World Records attempt for the longest cooking marathon because I needed guidance and certain information. And I felt me being a caterer, there were so many times I didn't have enough time. And so I did it with Abdul just so he can be monitoring every single thing to be able to convey information to me. So when we had sent all the details after the cooking marathon to the Guinness World Records through the portal, he mentioned he was going to change the passwords because we had given it out to outsiders to help upload the file. And so it was important he changed the passwords.
What were you uploading? The evidence of
The evidence,
attempt?
yes, to protect their account, because we've had people report incidences of people getting hold of their accounts and then using it for different purposes. Yes, so after Cookathon, all of us were busy, and for that reason, it was Abdul who was handling that account. So I'm sure when the news, he got the message from there, he couldn't tell me, and so he decided to tell my husband, and then he conveyed the message to me.
How did your husband set it up? Did you have a feeling that he was going to give you news that you did not want to hear?
You know husbands, and my husband should know me very well. For me, whether good or bad, I keep moving. Everything we do in this life, we don't expect that it would just go the way we want, in as much as we are very hopeful. When you climb up to the skies, the mountains, there is God. If you go down into the valley, you should know that there is God there again. So he was, you know, kind of wanting to boss me. Oh, I say, Master, what is this? So, Faila, this is how far God has brought us. I said, come on, that's okay. That's okay.
Do you remember your initial emotion? What did you feel?
Just like writing an exam, WASI, having to go through university, writing quizzes. You know, whenever you write an exam, you write your end of semester quizzes and whatever, you are holding on and waiting patiently for your lecturer to come up with your results. So definitely between the times I hadn't heard from Guinness or heard from anyone, didn't hear anything from Abdul, because there were once in a blue moon I'll ask him, haven't you seen any message from Guinness? Because immediately the news is out, whether good or bad, we need to let the public know. So the feeling, I would just say I was normal.
Did you cry?
Not at all. Before man and God, not at all. Before Cookathon, there had been series of so much behind the scenes with myself and God, always begging God behind the scenes to do something meaningful and use my wonderful skills and talents to change my story and life. God has done enough for me. And I told him behind the scenes, I promise you that if you touch my life, I would never cry for anything bad. If you touch my life, the only times I'll cry would be the fact that I am crying out of joy. It will be tears of joy. It will be tears of gratitude.
What was your husband's reaction to your reaction after he told you the news?
He was so happy. Not just my husband. My female friends, my male friends will tell you one thing about me. Whenever they are supporting me to do a course, they tell me or tell anyone outside that, look, Faila is the best you would push to do something and you would not find any difficulty in doing it. So the fact that the news came, I heard the news, and they are, had some of my true fans, such as Hamdan, crying. A man crying so like I rather felt bad seeing someone cry because my Guinness World Record results came and it wasn't pleasant. Then I'm like, calm down, come on. Let's not overlook all that God has done for us. Why are you crying? You shouldn't be crying. I should be crying and you would come and tell me that, Faila, it's okay. If you are crying, what do you want me to do? You shouldn't be crying.
What did Guinness say was the reason that they disqualified you?
Yes, so truly, the reason they gave me was very understanding. I'm saying it was very understanding because if just maybe they had mentioned you didn't cook well, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, maybe it would have hit me so hard. But they mentioned that there was a little hitch in my rest breaks.
So the rules are that for every hour, you're supposed to take 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
For
yes,
every hour.
Particularly cookathon. Believe me, it's a difficult task to take. Having you stand on your feet for hours and having to work with your hands, your legs, your brain. You put 2 meals on fire at a go. However the food will come out, it should be by your intelligence. It should be by how smart you are. And the moment that food is cooking, those 2 foods are cooking on fire, because at every point in time, there must be 2 foods on fire. You are equally thinking of the next set of meals to put on fire.
So you were thinking on your feet.
Exactly.
Your hands are working.
So when you get into the kitchen, that's the hot room, you are focused on, yes, in as much as you want to follow their guidelines, especially the timings, you are focused on being true to the reason why you are in that kitchen, and that's your culinary skills.
So who was responsible for making sure that you were on time?
Yes, so when you are in the kitchen, for instance, even before you start, there is a timing team. So you cannot take so much control of your timing. You cannot. You would be there and they will tell you, they'll approach you and tell you that, oh, Faila, you have done 6 hours. You've done 8 hours. You need to get inside for the medical team to check up on you, especially the medical team. Check up on you, check your vitals, and then you can freshen up and come back. So you totally would not have control of the time. People take control of it. And for that reason, if you have 5 minutes break and you get a hitch by 1 minute, let's say 4 minutes, meaning you omitted 1, it's still a reason for you to have made a mistake. It doesn't mean you had gone to do 7 hours, you went and slept 5 hours. No. If you were supposed to do 5 minutes,
you must have
and you got there 6 minutes, it means that 1 minute is a hitch to you.
Because it's a competition.
That is it.
Do you hold your timing team responsible for? Because that's the only reasons that Guinness they gave 2. They said 2 violations. Only reason. You hold them responsible.
I won't say I hold them responsible. Look,
but they should have been checking.
Amongst my team were very solid young guys and young ladies, particularly being youth, being there 24/7, left their various families, left their jobs, and sat there with me through it all. Believe me, gratitude would be an understatement. If because of my timing team, I got a hitch to be unsuccessful with this attempt, I can tell you on authority that I still hold them so dear to my heart. You can imagine if I had to even hold my own time whilst doing that record. How was that going to look like? They made an effort I can never undermine.
Have you heard from the team? How do they feel about this result?
I want to believe before my husband mentioned it to me, they had communicated among themselves.
Okay.
And they had kept so quiet. They kept it so confidential. So, I'm free with all of them. But then sometimes I would just, within those hours, I would just be there, and then Jomo would text me, Faila, are you okay? I said, am I okay, Sese? I was laughing with you people 2 minutes, 3 minutes ago. Damba will call. AJ will call. Solar will text. Faila, are you okay? So I didn't get it until the news was broken
and then
to
it
me.
all made sense to you.
Then it all made sense. And I'm like, guys.
Do they feel responsible for
this is how
you not
far
getting
God
it?
has brought us.
Do they feel responsible? The team?
I feel they are sad because the fact that a group of young guys and ladies would spot the good skills in me, and they are so determined to push me to the top and let it happen, for all of us to embrace the fact that we can always support one another, and just maybe it didn't go the way they wanted. I feel that they are sad. But I want them to know that the impact we made out of Cookathon doesn't need validation on a certificate for us to continue doing what we can do best to promote ourselves, our skills, our talents, and to help lift up the name of Ghana High.
And that's where I'm actually going now, because Cookathon has come and gone. I want to know what is next for Chef Faila.
So much. So much. After Cookathon, I've barely slept 2 days in my house. It's been up and down with brands, work, offices, all in trying to utilize the brand Executive Chef Faila and Cookathon to make sense with every project in Ghana. From the north to the south, there are so many projects on the pipeline. If I want to count them, they will be. As we said, my team and I already have something that will blow the minds of Ghanaians in the coming months, especially. I don't want to give so much.
But what is happening now?
I don't want to give so much details.
I saw
now, there is so much. In the next few days, we'll be starting Ramadan. Yes, and myself and Electroland Ghana NASCO will be coming up with a live cooking program.
Because they were one of your headline sponsors, right?
For close to maybe 20 days. It's going to be
live cooking,
where we would feed the needy, we will give back to society, we would inspire the youth to feel how I have always felt every Ramadan, that when people are fasting and sitting peacefully in their air conditions, in their kitchen, in their offices, I am in my kitchen cooking the whole time, because that's what it is. Whether the food comes out nice or not, you're a chef, and you must adjust to the fact that you can cook without tasting the meal, and it will come out nice, because when people break their fast, they must eat, and the food must be ready. Whilst people will hold their tummy and go and sleep and wait for it to be 6:30 for them to break the fast, it's not that way with we chefs. We stand on our feet till people break their fast. So this time around, it's going to be public, just like we did at the Modern City Hotel with Cookathon. And so we are going to be cooking live, myself, with all the wonderful gadgets from Electroland Ghana. And believe me, it's going to be a buffet.
Okay,
so serve the public.
So Ramadan 2024 is a whole new level.
Yes, and in the coming days, I'll be going to Qatar, Doha, with Ghana Tourism. We have a lot to do. It's Ghana Month.
Authority, the Ghana Tourism Authority.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
What's happening there?
Yes, we are going there to put Ghana on the global map. And so I'm going to be representing the chefs, our wonderful chefs in Ghana, to cook very delicious meals.
Like tantalize us. What are you cooking?
What are you cooking? We are going to have fufu. We are going to have banku. We are going to have we'll have TZ with tayoyo. We are going to have apapransan. We are going to have yam with palava sauce, and so on and so on. And this is equally going to be live. This is equally going to be live. We have people coming across different countries into Doha for this particular display. And so you can imagine how lovely it's going to be that we Ghanaians are going to be there to serve everyone coming in honor of our culture, our heritage, our sumptuous meals, delicacies.
Okay, so that's Eat Ghana.
Yes, I think in one of the days, the heads and wonderful representatives from different countries, I would equally be preparing dinner for them, classy dinner.
All right.
And so I hope that I put myself together very well and go and make Ghana proud.
So you have a project at home with the Electroland and Ramadan. You have one away.
Yes.
And then you're doing some developmental stuff as well.
There are others in the pipeline with Pomo, Vena Ghana, GB Foods, and so on and so forth. I wouldn't be able to mention them.
Coconut is going to make you even more busy.
Oh.
But it's good. It's good. Anybody you want to thank before we wrap this up?
Believe me, a lot of companies came through for me. A lot. I'd want to say a big thank you to Mr. Alonso, owner of Modern City Hotel in Tamale.
Is that the venue for the cookathon?
Believe me, our kitchen is still there, like a god, like a tourist place. People walk in and out of Modern City every single day to still go and have a peep up at the kitchen.
And imagine themselves that they were the ones cooking, right?
This is Faila's kitchen.
Nice.
We're here, merrymaking, dancing, socializing, networking. I cannot thank Mr. Alonso for coming through for me. He accommodated everyone in that hotel for that 10 days. I am so grateful to him. I would love to thank the Lodina Foundation, Jordan Cookware, Electroland Ghana, GB Foods, Pomo, Vena Mineral Water, Jordan Cookware, and so many businessmen and women who came there to support and come in with foodstuffs, financial support, moral support. Not forgetting my team, my lovely team. They did so amazing. They gave inspiration to all other young guys that look, beyond telling somebody that I'm interested in you, beyond telling somebody that you look nice, we can always look at the other potentials, push it, and enjoy together. To my fan base, they are extraordinary. They are extraordinary. I am deeply, deeply, deeply grateful. If for once you cannot feel my words when I say I am grateful, please look at my actions. What they do for me, what they have done for me. Even when the news broke out, I couldn't answer my WhatsApp messages. My Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's amazing. They have used me as an example to all others. What killed me was to have been at Cookathon and seeing extraordinary personalities, the likes of our Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, our former First Lady Lodina Mahama, a whole Chief of Staff, Mama Frema. Who am I? Reflect on the fact that people were asking, why is she crying? If these people are in, she should be jumping about. She should be, what about? No. I was crying out of gratitude. What God did for me that period, touching the hearts of those people. I'll be there, a team member will bring me a phone call. The second lady wants to talk to you, Mrs. Samira Baumia. She says that you are doing well. Continue. That motivation. The likes of Honorable Joyce Bauer, Obo Bia. I can't name them all. I am truly grateful. It was for the first time in so many decades that a young girl took it upon herself to represent Ghana and had all parties come together, devoid of our differences, all tribes, devoid of our differences, all religions, devoid of our differences. It was extraordinary, and I am deeply grateful. Behind the scenes of Cookathon were prep chefs. We only put one in front, and that was Chef Eric, because we couldn't allow everyone into the kitchen. But then there were so many wonderful ladies at the back serving as prep chefs that when we received tomatoes in the kitchen, we received fresh chicken, we received whatever, it was prepped by them to make cooking easy for me. And so I use this platform to thank all of them. All of them. Just this weekend, one of them, Chef D, had a program at the Red Clay, and I passed through to show her my support. The cameras couldn't just capture all of them, but it wasn't a 1% thing. There were prep chefs behind the scenes who supported greatly, and I'm deeply grateful to them. To all the media houses, individuals, market women, the whole nation, you have given me love that if I die today, or if I had died, if I had fallen during Cookathon, it would have been worth it. You deserve that I stand on my feet for 10 days again, for nothing, to receive nothing, to be awarded nothing, but to see the togetherness again, the happiness, the smiles, the merrymaking, the socialization and network. That prompted people to troop in from all places across Ghana and beyond. I had a white woman standing by. She would come every morning. She came from Denmark. She would come with a piece of paper, write a note, and give to me. I have those notes pasted in my room that I wake up to, and it was wonderful. During Cookathon, Kafui, when you mention hospitality, we have accommodation, we have travel and tourism, we have food and beverages, we have entertainment and recreation. For the first time in the history of Ghana, we pulled all of this up in the northern region and got the whole nation patronizing all of this under one tourism. Is that not amazing?
And most of it is down to just the admiration that people had for you and the time that you took and the courage and the presentation of the food. And it was just a wonderful experience. And I'm really glad that it was done in Tamale, in northern Ghana, and attracted people from all over the country to be there. I need to ask you this question before we go. Will you do it again, Faila?
Oh, so when you say, will you do it again? When you are embarking on anything as a young person, yes, I know the first priority is you, but always have a very open heart, a very lovely heart, a very generous heart, not to be self-centered. What I did, people don't mention Chef Faila without mentioning that, oh, she comes from this community. They don't mention my name without saying she's coming from the northern region. They don't mention my name without saying she's a Ghanaian. I have given light to all of this. And I am just coming down to a point that is saying that, oh, when I have the opportunity to do something again, believe me, I've always had a lot in my head. And all I kept telling the doors I knocked on was that, please, I just want you to see and reason with me on my talents and skills. God has filled me with a lot that I don't know how to put it before the world. I just need support to let the world see it. Cookathon was just an iota of it. And I'm grateful that God has given me the numbers and platform to now showcase all the others. So it's not going to be Cookathon. It's going to be other things that are more than Cookathon that will equally be of, it would be reasonable that it passed through Cookathon to get there on things that are going to be of great use to society and Ghana as a whole.
So that's a chef. Faila, that's a no. You won't do it again.
Oh, I won't do Cookathon again.
You will?
But I would do so many things.
You won't do it again.
I won't do Cookathon again.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was going to say, if you're going to do it again, make sure you have those soldiers giving you morale.
Because we will die.
Because those guys were...
We will die.
You will stop.
The numbers will be that great. We will die. But before we go, Kafui, see, I've always mentioned that it's not by my power, not by my might, not by my intelligence, not by my skill, and then my whole faith. I have come this far because of people who didn't give up on me.
Like?
Yes. And I'm grateful that they are still alive for this to manifest. In 2004, I was in JHS 1. I was the elderly daughter of my mother, my late mom. And so much of the responsibilities at home was on me because she equally has to go and then fend for herself at the market to support us. Yet, whenever I was doing my chores and I overhear GTV, your wonderful station, just about to probably play Gifty Auntie's program, then there was this food program she started on GTV. I would quickly make sure that whatever I was doing, I would sneak back into the kitchen just so I can see through the louver blades into the television and be watching whatever Gifty Auntie was doing. Subsequently, as little as I was so inspired that my first letter I wrote it to Gifty Auntie.
What did you tell her?
And I used my pocket money for that day to go and post that letter. And when I did, believe me, I didn't have hope that she would set eyes on that letter. But then, I still had hope that with just a slip of something, she might see the letter.
What did you tell her in the letter?
I told her in the letter that she was a beautiful woman. And we are looking up to. She's an inspiration I am looking up to. That when I grow up, I would want to be like Gifty Auntie. And so I have been sneaking to watch her programs on television, GTV. And so if she can, I would hope that she's able to send me a recipe book to be going through. 2004.
20 years ago.
Yes. One morning, we were at the assembly ground for devotion. Then our library master came to the front and was like, I have a letter for someone. And the letter was that big. For the first time, students hadn't received such a thing before. It was a brown envelope. Anyone who would receive a letter, it would be just a white envelope and small. And teachers were now even checking some of the letters because they wanted to keep down this menace of the young children writing love letters to each other. So the brown envelope was that big. Everyone was like...
It wasn't a Valentine letter or anything.
No, the envelope was big. What is it? What could it be? Who is it for? Who am I to be thinking that that letter could even belong to me? Then all of a sudden, bam, Faila to Abderrazak. Hey, I shivered for a second. I couldn't believe my ears and eyes. And was presented the envelope. I can never forget it. I went to open this envelope and There were 3 quality books, volume 1, 2, 3. And all were wonderful recipe books with wonderful meals in them. It didn't just end there. I saw a letter, opened the letter, and the letter was a personal letter she wrote to me, giving me hope, telling me how wonderful I was, telling me how she was happy to have received my letter and that I should keep on being good. And so one day I would be able to do good for myself.
Gifty auntie.
It was teary for me last week to have penned down a writing on my Facebook wall, telling her that I am that little girl she honored so many years ago. There were so many brilliant students in Accra here. Why not them? She went beyond being a great personality. Look at Gifty Auntie those days, and even now, who was I for her to have considered to even pen a letter to me? This is how far that single gesture filled hope, light into my life. Thus far.
Thank you for sharing.
I am extremely grateful for everything. The cameras didn't capture her at Cookathon. People didn't know. I am not sure. She admitted to the fact that she didn't even know that I was the one she did that gesture. And just maybe we can take a clue from this to tell people that let people know how special they are whilst they are alive. Not when they are gone. Don't keep all the good things about them because it is not you or because it is not someone you like who has done it. It's tax-free to tell people how special they are. Someone as little as me, a whole Northern Command GOC, Brigadier General ACM, came through for me, instructed the regional command to make vehicles available, make their MRS military hospital available for medical care 24/7. I was financially supported by all the commanders in the northern region. The young soldiers made it a priority to be there with me 24/7. All other security agencies joined. Who am I, Kafui? What God has done for me and what Ghanaians have done for me. If I fall today, I have made it in life. I am fulfilled beyond my imagination. What I asked of God, I didn't think He wanted to double it in folds like this for me. It's too much for me to bear. I have eaten the best of food this period. I have entered offices I would have lived my whole life and not even see, only because of Cookathon and the love, unending love they have showed me. I am truly and deeply grateful. I'm so grateful. Words won't be enough. But I hope that this new chapter God has given to me, I would live in honor of it to make everyone proud. I am truly grateful.
Paya. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Executive Chef Faila. Watch out for a new chapter after Cookathon. If you're celebrating Ramadan, watch out. She'll be cooking, man. It's in Tamale, right?
Yes, yes.
And then she's jetting off to Doha, Qatar. Yeah, the scene of the World Cup, I think 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to cook Ghana for all the people there and other projects up under her sleeves. So you watch out for more from Executive Chef Faila. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best.
Thank you.
All right.